Hello, beautiful being. When an empath becomes fed up, all hell breaks loose, but in the very best way. For most empathic beings or highly sensitive beings, people who pick up on things that other people overlook, never pay attention to, never see, never notice, never feel. As empaths, we feel all the things. We notice everything. And while that seems like some sort of gift, it feels more like a curse many times, because it's not as if the families that we usually grow up in, or the jobs, the environments that we work in, or the community groups, the social groups that we perhaps belong to, want us to acknowledge these things that we see and that we feel and that we know. Those systems that we are either born into or we like to think that we belong to, or that we're a part of, typically are counting on us abandoning ourselves, forgetting, ignoring, turning a blind eye to the things that we know are there, the problems that we know exist, the toxic patterns that we see repeating on and on. They don't want us to speak our truth. And in many cases, these systems, families, jobs, social groups, call us crazy when we speak up about the truth that we know exists. And then they isolate us, alienate us, smear our name and our reputation. But that can be a glorious thing when we are isolated and alienated to the point where we grow fed up and we refuse to play a role, the role of a scapegoat, the role of the crazy person who gets to feel all the jabs, all the punches, energetically or otherwise. Because that's what holds these systems together, is having someone to gang up on, having someone to label as crazy, to call psycho, just because we call a spade a spade. When an empath gets fed up, they no longer abandon themselves in order to be accepted by a group that doesn't truly accept them. When an empath becomes fed up, they choose solitude over fake acceptance. As an empath, we know when we're not truly welcomed or accepted or celebrated. And so when we get to the point where we're okay with not being accepted, there is this sense of empowerment that feels like an electrical current. And it feels like lightning. It feels so good because it's refreshing and it's real and it's honest and it's empowering. And what it does is it affirms our integrity within ourselves. Because when we get fed up of being around people who don't truly honor us and celebrate us, we choose our solitude over no longer being true to who we are or signing up for being the scapegoat. We refuse to play that role. And we dedicate ourselves to being in isolation for as long as it is required for us to love on ourselves and to be able to distinguish between our true, genuine energy and whatever energy it is that we're picking up on and sensing around us. Sometimes that moment in time where we get fed up with the status quo, the way that things were, keeping hush-hush about the things that we see and feel. Sometimes that is just what we need in order to choose a different way that feels so much more real. And we embrace that solitude for as long as it's needed in order for us to know ourselves and to heal ourselves. And then at the right time to attract genuine connections, genuine relationships that feel less like a system and more like true connection and realness, goodness, something organic that was truly meant to be. Becoming fed up with the way that things have been is a moment in time where Divine is inviting us to step into our truth and to know it, to understand it, to understand our gift of sensing. It's an invitation from the universe to cut out all the BS that we've been dragging along just for the sake of not abandoning family or being a good friend. When in truth, we must come to the realization that we deserve the same. We deserve to have good family. We deserve to have true friends. And if we can't have those things, we'd rather be alone. When an empath grows fed up and tired of being the scapegoat, of being required to abandon the truth that we know and that we sense in order to be accepted, it's the beginning of living a real life. And it's the beginning of truly embracing our solitude to the point where we know ourselves and we vibrate so high that the connections and the situations and the opportunities that we do begin to attract are a much better fit, because it's not necessarily what we were born into or what we just fell into. It's what we've chosen. It's what we've truly attracted because we know ourselves. because we honor our energy. And when an empath is fed up, we know other people's energy so well that narcissistic beings can already sense that we are not the ones that they want to deal with. Our self-awareness and our self-acceptance is like a repellent for narcissistic shenanigans and for chronically toxic behavior. And any being that is stuck in that sort of pattern will automatically not want to have anything to do with us, because they know that we see them. And we see them in a way where we're not flustered, we're not frustrated, but we're not about to play games. And if need be, we will call them out, because we're not afraid to speak our truth. And that is a beautiful transformation that occurs when an empath is fed up, is that even though we've been told to quiet our intuition, to ignore our intuition, to ignore the truth that we know, we will never do that. We will always choose the truth that we are aware of, that we feel, that we sense, and that we are blessed enough to know and understand. When an empath is fed up, we no longer abandon ourselves. And I really can't think of anything more glorious than that. I hope this was helpful. I love you. I wish you peace, joy, and many blessings. Take care.